everybody doing? It's Sunday. Welcome, welcome. Share, hit like, and let's share Ebor's heritage. Again, my name is Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. Welcome, guys. Welcome to today's live. Today is a special day. It's Sunday. It's beginning of the week. A lot of exciting things have happened this week, and we are celebrating. We are celebrating because that's what we do as much as we can to keep attracting good things to the brand, to the family of Tabanero. Today we're going to be smoking a Churchill. And you know I don't finish it completely in the 30 minutes that we do, but I can give you a little bit of different notes. What I have experienced with the Churchill, that whoever is doing the Churchill is doing a phenomenal job. Whoever is doing it, that person, if he runs out a Seco from Metepe or Condega, he will stop and ask for the right elements on the cigar, because I've been smoking Churchills at least twice a week, and it's really, really consistent. And as such a long cigar, it will be pretty easy to find any imperfections, because it is a long cigar. 50 by 7 Churchill Maceda. Let's go ahead and open the cellophane and just experience the aroma. Just experience the aroma. How's everybody doing? Bill, thank you, Bill. Bill is here. Fiona, thank you, welcome. Arthur, thank you. Hayden Sharaf, welcome, sir. Ed, thank you, Ed. Ed is here with us. Y el mero Crespo. And I know in a little bit, my brother, my industry brother will be here, Raymond Pages, in a little bit. What a beautiful cigar. Just think about it. This cigar, it was made on a wood mold, and it looks almost perfect. The new batch is going to be out in plastic molds. It will be kind of like a pipe. It will be pretty smooth. These cigars, all the cigars in here in Tabanero, you have such a confidence that as soon as you cut the cigar and you light up, as soon as you cut the cigar and you test the draw, we have 100% perfect draw. Sweet, pretty sweet. I can pick really sweet tobacco in there. And again, we use a lot of the Umetepe. It has the same strength of Ligero from Esteli, but it's really sweet, not that peppery that is going to scratch your throat. When we use any Esteli on some of the blends, we're using Visos. Now the top of the plant, the next one. Amazing. Let's go ahead and Ecuadorian wrapper, Ecuadorian binders, Umetepe, Jalapa, Condega. It's there. We had a goal this last week for cigar boxes. We have Naun Lozano that's been with us, I would say already, I think 3 months. And we have a new helper, Ulises. And wow, they really, after 3 weeks, getting things smooth, finding the best way to have the production line, they said, okay, we're ready. Let's go ahead and test how much we are capable to do. The goal, it was 250 boxes, 2 people with a laser machine. They did 350 boxes on 6 days. And Ulises had to take a day and a half off. So imagine if they were completely full making cigar boxes. I'm gonna use this Lotus lighter, 3-torch with a nice cutter, pretty sharp. It was given to me on my birthday by Karen Lozano. And it's been, my birthday was August 25th, so it's been with me for some time, and it keeps working perfectly. I love it. So let's go ahead and cut the cigar. Always wet the cigar. I hope you have your personal cutter. And let's cut the cigar. Remember, we only want the tip of the cigar. Perfect. Wow, on a cold draw, man, Um, fig. I can pick fig. And my my guest is here. We had a special guest, but he arrived. Have a seat, my friend. We have a guest today. You sure you don't want to come in? Sit, man.
No, that's the expert.
Don't know
But
about
look, this it's going to be a conversation. You can come in. Have a seat. Oh my God, I'm happy. We have someone from the industry here. How you been, Eric?
All right, how you doing,
Good
Yanko?
to see you, man.
Good seeing you.
How you doing? Yanko Maceda.
Counter. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bear with me. We're going to do some tuning. So everybody's in the camera. Every Sunday, we just go over what happened during the week. In the beginning, when I started doing live on Sundays, it was difficult because I was trying to make up things. And through some research, I realized that all you got to do is document what happened during the week and things that happened during the month. We were talking about it today. This week goals, it was to make 250 boxes. We surpassed that. We did 350 boxes.
Nice.
Two guys with a lazy machine. They're all in there. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Eric, please introduce yourself to Tabanero.
Yeah,
Share a
I'm
little bit.
Eric Norton. I'm from the Quad Cities. I'm a part owner of a cigar lounge there in Davenport called the Drawing Room. And my friend Nadra here and I were just down here for we wanted to visit the cigar capital of the world and check it out.
All right. So far, how was the impression?
It's great. We love it. Yeah, yesterday I kind of walked around Ybor and checked out the spot, and I'm impressed.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time yesterday watching your social media, your Instagram, and it's really nice. It's really
Thanks.
impressed.
Yeah,
Thank
Shell
you,
Sage
thank
is our social media guy, and he's amazing. He just gets
Awesome.
it. He gets the experience, and he kind of understands what he wants to convey to the public.
And it looks real. It
Yeah.
looks, everything looks like there's a lot of passion behind it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Churchill's, yeah, Churchill. Thank you, really. Let's go ahead and try the Churchills.
Sure.
Connecticut or?
Thanks for the cigar.
We talk a lot here about customer service, about how to do better the cigar lounges for the experience. And yesterday I asked you what was your opinion about the direction that cigar shops, lounges are taking, in the matter that before a cigar shop, it was kind of like the place with many faces of cigars, many different brands, for you to go in and buy your boxes, buy your cigars, and take home. Do you feel that has changed because of the internet?
Yeah, I believe it has. I mean, obviously, like with the internet, you're always competing against the brick and mortars are competing against the big box stores, right?
I saw on your lounge that you kind of got the concept of minimizing the footprint for a big walk-in humidor. Is that was something in your mind that when you were making decisions, even that you had a certain space, you said, you know what, why are we going to put so much space into a walk-in humidor? That was something that
Right. Right. We had limited space, so we wanted to make that more of a customer experience. So it's just it's an upper scale, high end lounge, and then we have the wall humidors, and we have just a carefully curated selection of cigars. And so we were adding, like, we have kind of the the main cigars that people know, your Padrones, Arturo Fuentes, and we have some go-tos with the AJ Fernandez and the Humi, and then we've been really trying to expand on the boutique side of things.
That's where we come into play. I realized I just visited recently 38 stores, 38. So I pay attention to a lot of details, And some of them, it feels like someone retired and they want to have their own man cave. So I have that feel like there's a lot of personal, and I believe that when you open a cigar lounge, is to serve others. not to serve yourself.
Right.
So
right.
you got to be careful there.
Yeah.
You know, and the type of seating and how you set up the lounge. One of the lounges, the customers will come in and the owner will say, yeah, go ahead, grab the water, grab the soda. He not even charged for water and soda. I said, well, it would be like Starbucks not charging for pastries, so you can buy coffee. I said, I don't think it was a great idea. And I was telling my teammates here that after going through all that many stores, coming back to the shop that I'm always criticizing myself of things that I want to do better, it gave me a better appreciation of the shop. I was looking at the shop and I was going, wow, we're doing pretty good compared with the 38 stores that we visit.
Yeah.
So
you have a great space here.
That was good. So you believe this has become experience.
Yeah.
We're not as much retail anymore. It's
Right.
more of coming in, buying a cigar, sit down. Do you have any TVs on your lounge?
We do. Yeah, we have 2 TVs, and at the moment it's a small enough space. It hasn't been too obtrusive, but you're also, some people will turn them off. We can kind of have like separate areas to where if you just want to chill with your friends and talk, you don't have to have the TV blaring in your ear. And then, but we have a lot of guys also like to watch sports or like to watch, movies or enjoy their space. So we're trying to make it somewhat like it's the membership space. We want them to feel like it's a kind of an extension of their house, right?
Okay,
Their home.
because that's membership, that area?
It's membership and public, but it's closed after 8 to members only.
Nice.
So we have a 24/7 lounge access.
2 men think alike,
Yeah.
because we go, well, so much of square footage here, nice air conditioning, and that's it. We close the shop and it stops making money. So we are really serious about, and I want to share this with you. We're really serious in finding ways to void the cash price. I've been watching for years Amazon, the Amazon store.
Yeah.
A lot of the visual payment that people will come in, scan with their phone, QR, and then everything they pick up inside of your lounge, it's already on their tab. What do you think of that? What you think that's too ahead? You think?
I think QR codes are becoming a lot more popular. I think that's a good way to handle it. I mean, and you could like start off making an option maybe, and so it gives so people can kind of get used to it or try it out. It wouldn't be a hard switch, but it'd be something that you could ease into. Because I think in the future, really, it's going to be kind of the way it goes.
I think so. Huh?
Yeah, but for me, as I'm a member at his lounge, and honestly, I prefer that personal touch.
Yeah.
So I would love to go there, someone explain about the cigar, help me pick a cigar, and just like that interaction with the human being.
No,
I love that part.
you will have that.
Yeah.
You will have that.
But
That's-
maybe after hours, when the lounge is closed, that would give me some freedom to pick some cigars.
Sure.
Other than planning ahead and buying the cigars so I can smoke it after hours.
We get the situation here a lot of people approaching the coffee. They're on their headphones or whatever, and they go, latte, a little bit of sugar. It's on his thing. We make the latte, and the guy goes, oh, but I wanted it cold. He was on the zone. So I'm thinking, for some people, choosing them what type of coffee it's on the screen. They already know.
Yeah,
They're-
it's nice to have the option, but not being the only option.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gotcha. I have talked to a lot of the customers, and they say, well, I'm a regular. I know what I want. It would be a good way for me to just come in, grab my cigars, grab the coffee, and go.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with this, and how we thinking, the amount of traffic coming in, tourists, and also the locals. And the locals are waiting for the tourists to finish paying and taking everything, and we've been thinking, well, how we can smooth that transition.
Sure.
And I don't know how long it's gonna take for the situation of finding help. It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
I don't know how is that up there with you?
We've been pretty fortunate. We have a little hard time covering days sometimes, but I have 8 staff right now, and they're all like versed in cigars, and passionate about the business. So I have a good team that they're always like willing to step up and fill in when we have, holes to fill. And so it's been, and all the guys I work with there, they're hobbyists, like this is their passion. So they all have daytime jobs, and then they fill in at night. So each guy has his own night, and just hangs out with the members, gets some cigars.
Nice. What are the cigars that you see that they're moving more often on that area?
A little of everything. I mean, the Padrones always go well in there. The boutique, we've been really trying to get the Quad City scene into boutique cigars and kind of like open an awareness there of like the small batch and like help them understand that these are all quality cigars, even if they're not well known. The quality that boutique, manufacturers are putting out are just great.
Yep. Boutiques, the way I see it, because of my pure example, is we're working hard to prove that we are a good brand.
Right.
So we go to an extension of doing things. The big manufacturer, they're not going to take that amount of work, that amount of tobacco from making a blend. The amount of complexity that you can find on a boutique cigar, it will be hard to find on a known brand.
Right.
And a pure example is craft beer. Craft beer came in and everybody was going, we'll see. Well, the amount of ingredients that people put on a craft beer, the amount of work, efforts, being vigilant of that craft beer, they don't put it on big batches.
No.
There's no way.
Yeah, not at all.
There's no doubt that consistency, it makes a big difference. The big boys been doing it for so many years that they can be a little more consistent. Zach, if we need the mic closer, you can put the mic closer so we can. Doesn't matter if it's in the camera.
Just that way a little low.
Just get it closer. And again, you gotta pay your dues. You can be promising that you're consistent, that you're pretty good, but everybody's watching you and see if you're gonna be able to put it for the next, the next few years. So, but a good example, Foundation Cigars, Nick Malillo. Amazing cigar.
Right.
Amazing. That's Steve Saka.
Steve Saka.
Amazing.
Always knocking it out of the park. And I think a lot of that is, well, I mean, obviously the guys are like kings. They've been in the business forever, but they also have to pay attention to the quality because there are a small group going against kind of the larger brands. So I usually have a lot of faith in the boutique cigars, knowing that they're going to be a high quality product.
Yep. I seen a Steve Saka in action inside of the factory, inside of Natsa, where he makes some of his brands. And man, he's intense.
Yeah?
He's intense. And some people are scared of him inside of the factory. Oh, Steve is coming. There. Chill. He's not going to eat you or anything. But, he can be intense because he's really passionate about what he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick Malillo is more laid back.
Kind of laid back?
Yeah. Nick Malillo, two different worlds. How's that Churchill doing?
This is an amazing cigar, though. Can you
Thank
tell me
you.
more about it?
That one has U.S. Connecticut wrapper, and most of the fillers is Nicaragua, Jalapa, and some Esteli. That one is not as complex because it was the first batches that we were doing here in the shop. That one was made in here in the shop. These ones are made in Raymond Pages, the factory in Nicaragua.
So how long has your Nicaraguan factory been open?
It already turned a year.
A year? Okay. So you've been producing product down there for a year
Yeah,
now?
yeah. This year we finished at the mark of I think 210,000 cigars. We getting ready. We're getting ready because we're planning next year to go to Vegas to the PCA. So one of the biggest issues for boutiques is launching their product and running out of product. That's really common for boutiques. So we're preparing ourselves. So for at least the 4 or 5 sizes that we take to the show, we will have them made.
All right. Great.
Someone was asking me if I was going to do any specials or anything at the show. Gracias, amor. Espresso. We're going to take a small break to try the espresso, the Taba espresso, which is a Taba brew for me and you. This is roasted by Naviera Coffee Mill. Naviera Coffee Mill has been in Tampa, Florida for 100 years.
Thank you.
So I guess they know what they're doing. Guys, let's cheer.
right, cheers, Angel.
Years. And let's be many years on this beautiful lifestyle.
That's amazing.
It's been a year, but I guess Raymond, being a younger entrepreneur, 28 years old, my God, he's so hungry. Every week I call and it's something new, something new, something new. I go, man, you're going fast. You know, and I find myself in the U.S. kind of following his steps. For many years, I used to tell Karen, my manager, I wish I can find someone in the industry that give me some inspiration to keep going forward. I found it. That Raymond, wow. He was already telling me yesterday, when you coming back? When you coming back? I said, well, hopefully January. The wife was asking me, are you going to go again this year? I said, nah. Then going into the elections on November, and I don't want to be there for the elections. Like how many, like in your surround, how many cigar shops, cigar lounges you have?
So we only have 2 in the Quad Cities right now. And then we have one that's 10. So Quad Cities, you have 2 cities in Illinois, 2 cities in Iowa, and the Mississippi River is between them. And both of them are on the Iowa side, and we're literally like a block away, 2 blocks away from each other. And so,
Nice.
and we
That's
get
good.
along. You know, we're 2 different businesses, and we just still have that mindset that, you know, rising tides raise all ships. And
Yeah.
so we're really trying to like grow the cigar community in the Quad Cities. We have a decent cigar community for the size of the Quad Cities. We have a lot of good people there.
Is he
But-
a lounge too, or?
He is a lounge. Yeah, they just have 2 different feels.
Okay. I understand. And that, and what will set the difference is it will be customer service.
Right.
Customer service, because some people, we go to restaurants that we understand that the food is not that crazy, but the ambience, the customer service.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's the same thing with cigar shops. If you would try to have as many faces that everybody's asking you, the whole store will be full of cigars. But that's when customer service, that's when knowing your cigars. Someone comes in and goes, well, do you have any Corojo? Do you have any Sumatra? Do you have this brand? Say, I don't have that brand, but I have something that compares to it. It happens all the time here. People ask in the industry, how has I have survived and grown for 10 years just selling one brand? Well, I try to do a little bit for everybody. The mild, mediums, the full bodies, the Maduros. Maduros, we didn't have Maduros for many years. Until I started doing business with Raymond, I brought my Neros, the Maduro San Andres, and it's been a total success. It's been a total success.
Well, it's the product too, right? So if you're constantly putting out a good product and focusing on the customer experience, then, I mean, hopefully you do survive. It brings people back and they enjoy the space.
So, your membership, they have a locker, they have their...
Yeah, we have a locker membership, and it's a small space, so we have like 2 tiers. With the 24/7 badge access, we have the locker membership where you can have a locker and the badge access, or you can just have the badge access. And so,
And that's something like for you to scan on the door and...
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So you can go in 24/7. We're closed Mondays and Sundays to members only, and then throughout the week we're open from 10 to 8, and then 10 to 10 on Friday and Saturday.
On the members only, do they can buy anything else by themselves when it's closed, or just...
Yeah, yeah. When they're closed, when we're open, we ask them to buy from the stock, you know, because and we sell cigars, so you don't bring your beer into another bar.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
you that. How you managing that? People are behaving. People are okay with it.
Yeah, I think they are, and it's a balance. So, and it's a matter. You know, it's all somewhat situational too, right? So if you're a member there and you're paying your monthly dues and you buy 4 cigars and you want, you know, smoke one of your own, you know, it's fine. We're pretty easygoing in that way.
Yeah, because but people open the door, you know, and they see an oasis. They go, wow, it's so hot outside and here it feels good. do you guys sell alcohol? No. Because
Right.
they're telling you right there at the door, they're not here for cigars, they're for alcohol.
Right.
And some of the clients go, why don't you advertise that you have wine and beer? Because I don't want to bring people for the wine and beer. I want to bring people for the cigars. And when you're here, you're already enjoying a cigar. Oh, just coffee? No. For you, we got 2 beers and wine. And that's something that a lot of people that come here for advice, hey, can you help me out? Can you give me an idea how I can open up a cigar shop? And I said, well, the first thing that you got to ask yourself is how clear of a concept you have. You want to be a bar, you want to be a cigar shop, a sport bar, because I see a lot of people in the industry that they want to have it all.
Yeah.
They want to have it all, and I think that's a mistake.
And then you kind of lose your focus on the cigar, right?
I saw a beautiful cigar shop on Instagram. I can't remember where. I'm pretty bad with cities, but the guy even has inside of the shop. He has one like a standalone bank. There used to be a bank, and then he rented a space. He even has a virtual golf.
Oh yeah, the golf simulator.
I'm like, well, and he has it enclosed in glass, so if we're smoking cigars, we can see the guy swinging the ball. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it's a great concept, but how many things you want to have packed in one place?
Right.
And
I could see ourselves in the future if we have a membership lounge now in the public, thinking about expanding so that we have a just a public lounge and then members only. And if we had members only, we might have another room that'd be like a game room, maybe with a poker table and pool table, a golf simulator just for the members, and then to draw the memberships only, but it'd also be kind of a separate space so you could still enjoy the area and let people do what they want to do. I mean, we have a lot of golfers in the area. A lot of our members are golfers, and they would love
So
a
they would enjoy
simulator
that,
winter. Yeah. Iowa winters are not like Florida winters here.
yeah. Yeah, I think it was a great concept. I believe that you grow with a business, and I think every area it will demand something that probably doesn't work here because this is a tourist area. There's many things that I know that we utilize here, like the cigar roller. But if we go to another state, I think it will be pretty difficult to get a cigar roller in another state.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Yeah.
So we both agree that this has become an experience. An experience is not, again, what back in the days that it was mostly retail, that you would go into a big humidor and just buy the cigars and get home. Now we got to concentrate more on areas to sit down and enjoy a cigar.
Yeah.
Because I was surprised. I was surprised that many shops that I visit, 3/4 of the space, it was a walking humidor.
Mhm.
And I said, you're competing with Cigar International, Thompson, from a little space. Unless you're the only one in the entire state, and anybody wants to buy a cigar, goes to your shop, okay. But I think that concept of a huge humidor, it's obsolete, I
Yeah.
believe.
Exactly.
It's great.
And this is why I'm a member of your lounge. If I want to buy a cigar, I can buy it. But just going and having that experience, it's like my own living room, my own man cave. I go watch a football game and smoke a cigar, and that's what I'm in for, not for just buying a cigar.
Gotcha.
That's the family feel too. Like we have guys that come in like every night, from like 6 to 8, have a couple cigars and talk about whatever, and it's just a good space.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah, it's really important for even the employees, everyone, to keep a good vibe. Don't
Right.
bring anything from home, because that kind of messes up the ambience inside of a place. When people walk in here, some of the people they sense energy and they believe, they go, wow, there's such a great energy here. I say, well, because we try to keep people here that they really want to be here,
Yeah.
working here. It's not just a paycheck. And that makes a big difference. Big difference to discover in the first 60 days, 90 days if someone is really enjoying it or it's just passing by.
Yeah, absolutely. Like anybody that's working the lounge, they could easily find another job if they wanted to. They'd pay more, but they have a passion for cigars and the people. That makes all the difference.
And I don't, I think, I believe that this spaces, these lounges, they're going to become even more popular
Mm-hmm.
because the cigar lifestyle attract a special individuals that for some reason we are really passionate. That's how we get attracted by cigars. It's a craftsmanship. So we see these areas as a place to meet. You don't know who you're going to talk to. You don't know who you're going to meet. And with this whole living on your own little world with a phone, when you get here and you smoking a cigar, lowering your blood pressure, you get more relaxed and a lot easier to open up. And you don't need a few drinks to really open up.
Right.
And sometimes when they drinking at the bar, they go over and now they show someone else. It's better to relax with cigars, so we can have an adult conversation and all enjoy it. So I believe that they're going to become a lot more popular. It's good we do things like this to share with clients what is the difference between a cigar shop, lounge, a sport bars. When you guys play sports, do you put audio on the TVs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, we don't like. We have rules in the lounge to make sure that, as small as it is, we're trying to respect each other's space and what other people are doing. So, like, our rule number one is be a good human, and then kind of go down the list. Just make sure you're respecting conversations. Take cell phone conversations outside.
Oh yeah.
You know, kind of like we want to maintain that ambiance. You know,
Yeah.
as much as we can there.
Do you allow cigarettes smoking there?
No, we don't.
No? All right.
Yeah, I think that just ruins the
He's
cigar.
one of us.
You know?
People have such a hard time to understand that. But why everybody cigars?
It's a different tobacco, right? You have a bright tobacco and then the dark tobaccos, and
And a cigarette is mostly paper what you smell,
yeah,
burning paper. And people who smoke cigars, they appreciate it. There's a lot of visitors. They come in, we show them the cigars, they grab one, they smoke the cigars, and then after they stand up, about an hour, they take the box. But if someone was smoking a cigarette next to him, he will make it quick, or
Yeah.
he will go outside, and you lose a sale because of a cigarette. We're thinking about the next lounge. Some of my friends keep insisting that we should have a TV for a sports event. And I'm thinking about, like when you go to a gym and it has a little station that you can plug in your Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that. But if I put any sports to do it
Yeah.
with that type of.
it'd probably be a good way to introduce it. You know,
So anybody
especially-
else that already knows Tabanero for this, no
Right.
interruptions, they go, well, he has the sports now, but everybody is happy.
Yeah, I like this place because I like the idea of not having a TV as a focus, you know, and just like having the conversations and music in the background, something like that. But I think with the mix of people and the members that we have a lot of people that enjoy, you know, just sitting down watching the sports. That's kind of why I think in time we'd like to grow. I want to have kind of two separate spaces, so everybody who comes in has a place to go.
Yep.
You know?
It's always nice to have the two options there.
Right.
Because me too, I enjoy watching a football game with a bunch of friends talk about the game and enjoy a cigar too. So
Yeah.
it would be nice to have both options where I want to relax by myself, have a calm conversation with other people, or being there to watch a football game. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, a TV can add to the experience as long as it's not taken away from someone else's
exactly
experience,
the
right?
personal place.
A friend of mine also says something. He's always visiting all the lounges. He's known in the area for visiting many lounges. He's a big guy, so he's pretty easy guy to have a conversation. And he says that different times on the lounge, they have different people. Like the people that comes during the week, they're close to the work area, to their office. Those people usually they're not going to be there on the weekend supporting you.
Yeah,
So it would be okay for like on a Saturday or Sunday to play sports because now it's going to be the people that live around the lounge. And he kind of made me change a little bit about my thought of excuse me, how to open the other lounge because it makes sense. If you play some sports Saturdays and Sunday, it's going to be a different demographic of the people who are during
yeah,
the week.
yeah, absolutely.
And you can really know when you're gonna be busy or when you're not gonna be busy. So sometimes you go, well, when we're not busy, we do this. Yeah, but you don't know when
Right.
is that you're not busy.
Yeah, we don't have a crystal ball, right?
Yeah.
I noticed in my lounge, I was kind of concerned because of the size. We're like 530 square feet, and we have 40 members, and so
Whoa.
kind of concerned about overpacking it. But it's actually worked out really well because we have like different phases of customers. We have customers that come in during the day to work there during the day. We have customers that will come in at 4, like right after work, 4 or 5, to stay for a cigar, and then we have people that stay till 8, and then we have people that come in after the bars that will, want to sit down and enjoy a smoke, before they head home.
Yeah, people always there. Like,
Right. Yeah, then we have our staples.
The
right?
work from there. You guys serve wine and beer?
We do not, but it is a BYOB, so you can bring your own bottle of, your scotch or your bourbon, your wine, and then they can keep them in the lockers. Members can keep them in the lockers.
Is something that you're looking in the future?
No, we won't, because I think, so in Iowa, we can't have the alcohol sales and the cigar sales.
No?
No.
Wow.
So I think you would be able to, but a certain percentage, you have to have the majority of your sales be cigars. And
Yeah,
then,
here too.
right. And then, so we were,
$49.50.
yeah.
over
Yeah,
the
we were more like
updates,
80-20, somewhere around
80-20.
there.
Wow.
And then if people are able to bring in their own alcohol, they're gonna want to spend more on the cigars, or like, I don't want to have to charge for alcohol and cigars. It makes it a little easier on the customer, and they can enjoy their their high-end bottles of scotch or bourbon without having to worry about paying for a pour every time.
In here, because we have a manufacturing license by federal government, by Tobacco Trade Bureau, we're not allowed to do bring your own bottle.
Okay.
It's $1,500 fine for a sealed bottle and $2,500 for an open bottle.
Those are steep.
Yeah, and because a lot of customers, they do it on regular cigar shops that they don't have manufacturing license. And they go, oh, but so-and-so, they let me do it. Yeah, but they only have a $50 retail tobacco license. And have that one and a manufacturing license from Tobacco Trade Bureau. So I can't. And that's something that we talked about it because of the lockers. If we were going to put lockers here, but I don't think it would work in Ybor. Because Ybor, being a bar, strip, and all that stuff,
Right.
after 9 p.m., I don't think any member is going to go ahead and scan the door and come in here because he knows when he's leaving around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., the sinner is not going to...
It's a little different.
He will have to park right there. We doing good, Zach?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
We're rocking right now.
We do this every Sunday, hoping that someday it will become something.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of things that we forget it has happened because of the live Sunday. But you celebrate when it happened and you forget. And I mean by that, customers, vendors, opportunities has happened because of the live Sunday. So. And it's an excuse for me to get out of the house on Sundays. My wife, my lovely wife, she's a real estate agent, so she also works a lot during the weekend.
Okay.
Sometimes I bring one of the kids and she takes the other kid and he'll be running around when I'm doing the live.
Perfect.
I believe that the only way to make to keep the kids around so when they grow up they have a better understanding of the business is to bring them every once in a while. It worked with my older one, my 19-year-old. He worked with me for 6 years.
Yeah.
And he said that, he don't think this is his future.
Sure.
And I said, fine. You did a great job selling cigars, making coffee. Go ahead, go on your own now and try other things.
Right.
So he worked recently for trying to sell solar panels. I give him a month and we sit down and said, how's that going? Well, Dad, I said, well, you need to move on. Find something else.
Right.
Now's your time to test and try.
Yeah, figure it out. Keep pushing.
So he's going to start working out for K Jewelry, local jewelry.
Yeah.
He says it's interesting of learning about gold and stuff like that. Good. You try it. We're talking a month. and see how that goes.
Right. It's about finding your passion, right?
Yes, yes.
Trying
And
to
the only
figure
way,
that out.
and the only way to figure it out is trying things. And now that he doesn't pay a mortgage, that he doesn't pay a car,
Yeah.
because when life gets complicated, it's hard to make those moves.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah, you're a little more free at this age when you're not strapped down with financial responsibilities. So you have a younger child as well?
Santiago 5, Valentina 6, and Sebastian 19.
All right, awesome.
When I was younger, what I would hear from my family was, get a real job, get a real job. Stop changing jobs. You got to get a real profession. You know, you're not going to be a businessman. I said, let me keep following my subconscious. I will find something that I enjoy a lot. And I did, and I think right on time. So how long you been in the lifestyle, you know, smoking cigars?
I'm 46 now, and I started when I was 18.
Oh boy.
But but there was kind of like, I'd only have like a few a year, you know, on
Okay.
special occasions. And then about maybe 7 or 8 years ago is when I started really digging into it. But when I got into it, I did a deep dive, you know, so it's just,
The notes that you spotted yesterday and the complexity on the Mike, I knew I was talking to a cigar smoker.
yeah, I know that Criollo, like that's
Yeah.
one of the go-tos. I like to find a cigar that has good spice, nice little punch in the face, wake you up a little bit.
And I tell you, it's difficult to make cigars in my portfolio that has Dominican tobacco, because Raymond doesn't like Dominican tobacco. And I tell Raymond, I understand that. You don't like Dominican tobacco. But everything it can be just for what we like.
Right, right.
There's people that like that Criollo, the Olor Dominicano, Habano 2000. They're seeds that they took to the Dominican Republic, and they did a great job. We just have to make sure to buy from Hoshi Blanco, Los Reyes, because they're the ones that really take the time to ferment the correct way. You know?
Mm-hmm.
In the Dominican Republic, they accelerate fermentation a lot with betun, with the water and sugar and rum.
Okay.
And you pick the cigar and you go, wow, it smells really good. But after you smoke, the aftertaste, if you leave that cigar in your humidor, it gets bad. The flavor changes. It's weird.
Is that because of the sugar they use?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right in the beginning when it's still fresh, you go, wow, this is nice. It smells really good, but you can pick that they're not natural aromas of the cigar.
Yeah.
They can do, they accelerate and they make okay tobacco to taste a little bit better for someone that doesn't know much about cigars. They will make the cigar okay, pleasant. But for a cigar smoker, you will pick it up right away.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen sometimes you have a cigar that it numbs like the tip of your lips. That's because they use things that they were not supposed to on fermentation.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you smoking a cigar and the tart around your teeth, they start falling out. That's because of things that they use in fermentation that was not natural with tobacco.
All right.
So
Yeah, that's good to know. You want to keep it.
and we're not going to mention names because that's not professional. But I know the companies, they love to do that.
You talked about doing a little something for everybody. It was kind of a similar thing when I was setting up the lounge. You know, we had cigars, and I could have like purchased just all the cigars I liked, but you need to keep in mind like I'm more of a Maduro or like a heavier smoke. But a lot of the clientele in my lounge actually go for the like the natural and robusto size. You know, and I'm more of a Maduro Toro guy or larger.
I probably got the numbers changed, but in the industry they did a study, and 70% of the sales on cigars is Robusto and Toro, those two sizes, and 90% of those two is Robusto.
All right.
So you can't lie to yourself. You're gonna start a brand. You need to make sure that you start with Robusto and Toro.
All right.
You check numbers, and the best seller is the Robusto, because everybody that is going to try a new brand they want to take the risk with a Robusto. They don't want to go to a Torpedo or $14 cigar. They want to start, and then they go. Also, the time of smoking cigars. When I talked to Raymond about my Connecticut Robusto and Toro, I'm sorry, Connecticut Robusto and Connecticut Toro, I said I usually smoke Perdomo, Connecticut Perdomos. I smoke. Steve has also introduced me to the champagne line of Perdomo. And I said, I've tried many Connecticut's. They're good, pretty creamy, pretty sweet, but no complexity. They just do a mild cigar.
Mhm.
I said, can you do something that it will wake up people's palate? It will be something really interesting. And he did the Robusto, and the Toro, I said, don't do medium Toro, do a medium to full. So it will surprise the smoker. They see a Connecticut wrapper, they start smoking, and middle of the cigar, they go, wow.
Yeah.
He's not a Connecticut smoker, Raymond. When we finished blending and everything, it was like a whole month that he would start the day with a Connecticut Toro. I said, you don't want to start all the way up. We smoke since the morning, we in the
Right.
industry. We smoke at 10, midday, and then another one at night, and sometimes 4 cigars. You don't want to start with a medium to full right in the morning, or a really dark cigar. Open up your palate with something lower. Oh my God. He got so hooked with his own Toro, and we have a customer that he's a Partaga client.
Yeah.
Ken, my friend, I hope you're watching the live. I'm sharing your experience. He smokes a lot of the Partagas from Cuba. He sent me pictures and has a bunch of boxes. Partaga, Ashton, and some other brand, Cuban brand. And he says, Yanko, I tried your Coronas, okay. You brought the Robusto. I said, wow, there's something going on. And then he tried the Toro, and he says now that he has a hard time going back to his Cuban cigar.
Yeah.
Because the amount of complexity in the Toro.
It's a great compliment. Yeah.
And he makes sure to send me pictures every time there's a Taba time. Taba. Wow.
Yeah, as Churchill wakes up the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really. I was telling Raymond yesterday that whoever is doing the Churchill, he's really consistent in a sense that it's a pretty long cigar. So when you position the leaf, it's really easy to make a mistake, and then the Churchill will change the flavor between the first third to the second third. This guy is doing such a good job that I smoke 2 a week, and he's on it.
Yeah.
I tried some of my Robustos, some of my Toros, because the ones that I usually smoke most, that you can spot. The cigar roller was running out of Jalapa, and then he went and put more Seco of Condega. He didn't want to stand up and get more tobacco. And you smoking the cigar and you go,
You tell
it
the
changed a
difference.
little bit.
Yeah.
It's more dry, salty. So it was just a cigar roller. He didn't want to stand up and get more tobacco. This guy, the Churchill, it's on it. It's on it.
Yeah, it's great.
And this one made with wood mold. The next batch will be plastic mold, so it will be a lot more smooth, perfect, better looking.
Okay. So you've been rolling in the States for a while, and then what made you decide to go to Nicaragua?
That is Ken
There it
that is
is.
listening to.
Great.
Well, I got into it and I said, why none of the big brands like Arturo Fuente or J.C. Newman, even if they left to Dominican Republic, or why they didn't leave a little shop here that would still represent their brand? And it took me 10 years to understand why. Because any cigar rollers that you get in the States, they're from Cuba.
Okay.
You don't get Dominicans, you don't get Nicaraguan cigar rollers in here. It's usually Cubans. Cuba is back in time. Cuba is behind, 50 years.
Right.
50 years. So their methods to do cigars, how difficult it is to deal with someone that's coming from system, that they identify the bad things of the common system, but unconscious, they keep acting the same way. They think that there's a syndicate here, that they can do whatever they want because the syndicate is going to save their ass. And it doesn't work like that. This is a capitalist system. If you're not going to show up, you got to call. If it was raining, that's not an excuse not to show up.
Right.
You know, so they be with you 6 months to a year, and then they get tired of so many rules and things. They get burned. They go to another shop thinking that they're going to have a better treatment, and they bump into the same situation. And then they become plumbers, they become electricians, and they don't come back to do this. Because when they used to make cigars in Cuba, it was strictly money. Being a cigar roller in Cuba is, when they come here and they see so many other different opportunities,
They move on to other
oh, my
opportunities.
cousin is installing windows. There's a lot of money on installing windows, and money, and they leave. So you're only able to keep a cigar roller for 6 months to a year. When the immigration situation changed with Cuba, that's it. We didn't have any more flow of cigar rollers coming to the States.
Okay.
Before, we used to put an ad in Miami. Oh, we're looking for cigar rollers in Tampa. We have a place for you to stay at least 60 days. Your phone will get burned of people calling to come here. Now it's impossible. He's been with us for a month. He's in the process of, he's almost done with immigration situation. As soon as he's done with that, he will leave. He will leave because common sense, he would like to try some other things.
Sure.
And I said, well, I'm not running a cigar shop anymore. I'm working on a brand. I can't rely on that kind of working. So I finally understood why there was not a cigar shop with 10 cigar rollers, 6 cigar rollers. I got to a point that I had 10 cigars. And it was beautiful. Everybody, you will hear the blade, and it was fascinating. But man, all this gray hair, it wasn't because of the business. It was because of them. They're really difficult to deal with. They're artisans.
Yeah.
So really, really difficult. So I started going to Nicaragua in 2014 because even that I didn't really see my future in the industry, customers were always asking me this. Hey, when are you going to go to Nicaragua? When are you going to start manufacturing in Nicaragua? I keep saying, why they keep asking me why I'm going to start manufacturing in Nicaragua? I'm good here. I guess they kind of knew that when demand will grow, I was not going to be able to do it from here.
Right.
So I unconscious pay attention a little bit, and I started going to Nicaragua at least twice a year. And I ended up manufacturing with someone that I just met. I knew 3 factories that there was possibility to do my cigars, and right at the end, I choose Raymond. And it was a great feat. He was in his beginning, I was in my beginning of wholesale, so it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
What was the biggest adjustment you needed to make when you started manufacturing in Nicaragua?
Not having a robust inventory software, kind of guessing what sizes do I need to make the most, and how much, to be able to have all the cigars
Okay.
always available. When I was manufacturing here, it was a big challenge having 4 guys, 5 guys making cigars, because you would put each on one size and you try to keep them in that same size for at least 4 months. So they get pretty consistent on making cigars. But they were working on 4 sizes, and we got 14 different cigars. So we were out of that, going into a factory that they had 40 pairs making cigars. You tell them, I need 8 sizes. They get it done in 2 months. So when your shipment arrives, you got 8 different cigars. So that's a blessing. The most difficult is when you approach someone that is good. he's not gonna make you 5,000 cigars. He's not. Oh, I need 5,000 cigars. I pass. And it's understandable because he needs to move a lot of different things on his line to make 5,000 cigars of different blends. You bring in your blends. He tweaked it for me. He did it out better. But for someone to pay attention and go okay and do a good job, I think you should be around 50,000 cigars. Anybody smaller that has only 6 pairs, 4 pairs, willing to do your 5,000 cigars, it's going to be a gamble.
Yeah.
He probably would do a good job on the first batch to impress you, to gain as a customer. I don't know if the next batch he would be capable to do the same thing he did the first time. So what was the most difficult? Trying to figure it out. The sizes that we wanted to do, the amount, and getting to an agreement of Raymond of what was the minimum that he would do for me.
Sure.
I have someone in the industry that because I say it on all the live, Raymond pages, Tabacalera pages, I'm open. I share as much as I can. Karen says that I share too much. I said, well, we'll see. I will learn probably later on too. And someone in the industry called me and said, hey, Yanko, how you doing? Hey, Yanko, I saw that so-and-so is making cigar for you. What do I need to do so he can make my cigars? And this is an individual that he has tried twice already and had to close his shop. It's not really in it 100%. And he's a cigar roller.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, he knows a lot about cigars. I said, well, at least $100,000 so can Raymond pay attention to what you want. Oh, man. Yeah, that's how it works. People think it to do a good job, to do a really good job, you can go to Nicaragua and just find someone and get it done.
Yeah. That's good.
No. Right now, we feel we're going through the same thing of the 90s. There's a huge demand for cigars. Mm-hmm. A lot of the cigar rollers in Nicaragua, with the opening of the border, they came here. So there's lack of cigar rollers in Nicaragua. A lot of the big companies are hoarding a lot of tobacco. So the little guys having a hard time acquiring tobacco.
Right.
Raymond his inventory right now is about 400 bales of tobacco. For a mid-sized factory, that's a lot of tobacco. But he understands. He's been in Nicaragua 10 years. He knows that when these things happen, the only thing that will guarantee that he keeps working next year is to keep his inventory pretty high.
Yeah.
As lean. The small guys, they don't work like that. They work weekly. They try to find tobacco every week. It will be hard for your cigars to taste the same.
Yeah.
With someone that works.
Well,
like
and then
that.
you're scrambling to try to find your inventory, right? Instead of being able to sit on it.
Yep. You been to Nicaragua?
Been once. Yeah. I was down there for the Drew Estate Cigar
Nice.
Safari. Yeah. That was enjoyable. That was a good time.
That was a good
Yeah.
time.
I'd like to go again. I'd like to kind of like go out on my own and kind of figure it out. Check it out.
Well, everything happened for a good reason, I believe. We're setting up camp next year in there. So we already got the space for the box making machine, laser machine. And a lot of my customers always asking me more as a personal level, not as a tour.
Right.
As Yanko, if I go with you, can you guide me? And I keep saying, yeah, we're gonna need at least 10 rooms so I can bring you all you guys. So next year, for people that I know, it will be easier.
Right. Right.
We can agree what day, buy the air ticket, and Raymond will pick us up at the airport. I'm buying a car down there because Raymond keeps saying, no, you don't need a car. I say, yeah, I do need it. I'm not going to be asking
need to get
all the
around,
time.
right?
Yeah. So next year I'll be going to Nicaragua a lot. If everything goes smooth with the election.
Yeah. Right. No, I loved it down there. It was great. I enjoyed the time. So you guys located in Esteli then?
Esteli.
All right.
The owner of Roma Craft,
Yeah, Skip Martin.
He
yeah,
moved to down. He moved down there.
Yeah, I saw that.
He moved down there.
Yeah,
I
I've been
said,
following him
"Man,
pretty closely.
That's brave.
It's a beautiful spot too. It looks like.
I went inside of his factory and it's well set up. Well set up. Esteban Disla is the one running his production. He's Raul Disla's brother. Raul runs the big factory for the Oliva tobacco.
Okay.
Natsa, where Steve Saka is making so much brands.
All right.
We were pretty close to start manufacturing with Natsa, but I realized it was too big of a company for me to start.
Yeah.
It was too big. My order was going to disappear inside of the, and I said, no, I want someone that will appreciate more this opportunity.
Yeah, be able to focus on it a little more. More something.
And someone that I can build a relation. I was sharing with you yesterday that I met Abdel in 2014, and he's one of my mentors, and I saw in him the same situation that if someday I was able to make cigars with him, my production would get lost. And I'm glad that I waited and waited to feel not 100% because every time you're going to make a decision in business, you don't feel 100%.
Right.
Which is, I tell people it's like a trampoline.
Yeah.
If you stand at the trampoline, you start looking down, you're not going to jump. You got to walk and jump. Right, it's been an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that works.
That's fine. We've been having a great time. And we're talking about the future, present and future of cigar lounges. The Churchill, I have to relight the Churchill a few times. I've been having a great conversation, but it's still doing pretty good. It hasn't get hot or anything. Same note. When it was in a cold note, I picked up some fig, citrus. Right now it's more nutmeg, roasted almonds. It's a medium body. For some people, it can be a medium to full. And I'm really, really happy with the Churchill. There's nothing to change on the Churchill.
Yeah, it's been an enjoyable stick. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Nico.
you. Thank
Yeah, I'm still new to the cigar world. I've been smoking for a year and trying to figure out what I like, what I don't. Honestly, this is one of my top 10 cigars. So I really
All right.
enjoy it, and I really like it.
Thank you,
So
Arthur. Thank you,
so
man.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a blessing because being able to have a shop that you listen to the customer in one area and you walk 20 feet and you're exposed to manufacturing, you learn a lot. That has been the success of the Steve Saka and Nick Melillo. The Steve Saka and Nick Melillo, they came from retail to manufacturing. So they knew both. So I believe that's why they're so successful now, because they understand what the client is looking for, and they really know manufacturing. Do you have Oliva cigars? At the
We
lounge?
do. Yep. Yeah, we carry the Milano Figurado, and the Gordo. So we always have a couple of boxes of those. Those go. Everybody goes through those like wildfire.
For real?
Yeah.
The,
Yeah. Everybody
the
loves
Milano
them.
and which one? What else?
The Figurado and the Gordo. Milano View.
Yeah, Milano is. I was at their lounge and there was a festival, and in one of the parties I met Fidel and the other administrator, and they invited me to the factory, and I was fascinated. They even have some kind of digital thermometers that they put on the pilones where they're fermenting tobacco, and it sends digital data to a software.
Oh wow.
And they know each pilon, what temperature, what humidity. I was like, wow.
That's nice. That technology probably
Oh my
like
God.
helps the production immensely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And their room of casing tobacco, stripping, it was beautiful. They got little windows, so you walk in through the hallway and you see everybody working with tobacco. Amazing. And their little lounge inside of the factory, wow. I said, man, I wish my lounge looked like this. They were bought recently by a machine made guy from Europe.
Okay.
They were bought from a machine made guy, and everybody in Esteli are saying that they're pretty aggressive right now on specials, on selling. You know, it looks like the guy's treating handmade cigars with the same mentality of machine made. So he's pretty aggressive, moving a lot of handmade cigars from Oliva. We'll see how that goes. We will experiment how it goes.
Right.
I meet people in the industry that they will go, yeah, you gotta do the specials, you gotta do, you know, so people buy your cigar, and then people that know me for years, and they see what kind of product, what concept I have, they keep saying, don't play that game, don't play that game, you're not that type of brand, don't do the 4 boxes and
Yeah.
don't do that. So, and I go, it makes a lot of sense because I'm not just wholesaling. When you just wholesaling, you need to move a lot of product. No, I sell on my website, I sell here, so I'm not in a rush to move a lot of product. When I used to make cigars here, keeping an inventory of 100,000 cigars, it made me comfortable. I was fine with that. Now that we're planning to open another lounge, we're going into wholesale, I believe the 500,000 cigar inventory, when I get there, I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't be in a rush because I got 500,000 cigars.
Right.
We well prepared with the containers. I got freezers, I got riffers, 40 feet riffers with the humidity, temperature, and it's working perfectly. We figured out that each riffer can hold 125,000 cigars, so 130,000 cigars. So we good.
Yeah, you'll be set.
No rush.
So where's the new lounge? Where's that going to open?
We keep dreaming about Texas.
Yeah.
Texas. I love Texas. As a kid, when I was in Cuba, every time you would think of the U.S., you would think of Texas. Texas.
Right.
You know? So it's like Texas is calling me.
Like the Austin area? Or?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah, you gotta scope it out. Right?
Someone told me to look first San Antonio, and then Austin. I don't remember the third one. I guess with a good demographic study companies, one of those, I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah,
Where in Texas.
absolutely.
Guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming by. I don't want people to fall asleep. Guys, we went over, but we have guests, and I hope audio was good and you guys kind of hear the conversation about present and future of cigar lounges. If you have any comments, if you want us to add more new technology to the next lounges, you let us know. We've been dreaming about an autonomous barista. We've been playing videos in here in the shop and getting everybody's feedback, and some people keep thinking that I'm getting more crazier. Who knows? We'll see. Please enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and always remember, Sunday is not the end of the week, it's the beginning of the week. It's when you're standing by the pool, smoking cigars, lowering your blood pressure, you're reflecting. Usually when we're smoking cigars, we are more aware of the moment. The colors are brighter, we kind of reflect a lot better, and what we do next is plan the week. Whatever we did last week, we didn't like it, now's the time for you to plan how you're going to go about this week. And I hope you're waiting for tomorrow. I hope you've been cleaning your rifle, you're ready for tomorrow. Because if you're in that situation that you don't want Monday to arrive, you need to change something in your life. I'm always eager for Monday to be here so I can reconnect with the vendors, with people that we're making business with, clients. I love Sundays and I also love Mondays. You will never hear me saying, I can't wait for Friday to be here, because I enjoy each day of the week. So remember, we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a good time.
Absolutely.